thank you all for all these great questions. It was really hard to pick some of them. And of course, we cannot answer all your questions, but we're going to give it a go. And we decided on this first question. I'm just going to read it out to you, Sat Shree. This one is from Patrice Brint. And the question is, I've been a student of another path for 25 years. I hit a point about 5 years ago where I became restless and not satisfied. And now here you are, a few months, and I'm feeling very energized and excited. My mind brings up guilt saying I'm a bad chela. My friends from previous path wondering, am I stumbling? And recently you said, I'm paraphrasing, I'm not looking for devotees. I want you to find your own authority. And that really excites me. And I feel that maybe that's the crux of the matter, stepping into my own authority. Will you guide me in navigating these deep waters?
Okay, so it's a good question. It comes up periodically. The nature of the spiritual path is that we find a teacher that's consistent with the quality of seeking that we carry. So that teacher, we stay with them, and then at some point, our relationship with what they represent for us completes. And in that completion, there's this, okay, I'm there, and I got what it is that I was looking for, even though your mind may not know that. The problem we have, it's an asset and a liability to be loyal or committed to one path. And the liability part makes it hard to recognize that that teacher perhaps has played their role in the unfolding of your own spiritual development. So it's good not to be unduly attached to the part of us that's still looking for someone else to be the guide, but also to know when to choose someone else and when to be able to go beyond them. The spiritual path is full of these transitional points. I encourage each person to discover in their own journey, what is it that they're currently looking for that can most effectively respond to their seeking. So it's not so much handy to have someone who's way up here or someone who's just in the early stages, because they're not going to be able to recognize or come into a relationship with the opportunity. Rather, it's better to meet somebody who's closer to you as a means of being able to have a sense of shared compatibility and on recognition of the opportunity with that person. So it's my experience that there's many, many teachers that serve the beginning spectrum. There are less teachers that serve the next level of that spectrum. And there are fewer still the next level. And there's only one teacher ultimately for you that will carry you across the final threshold. Now, it's going to be for you. You have to follow that call within you, which will be a recognition of a greater truth. And the recognition itself is what activates that current, that excitement, that increased aliveness. That isn't just the restlessness of Rajas, especially if you've been with someone 25 years. You know, that clearly you've milked that cow dry in 25 years. You'll be equal to them or beyond them already. It is often misplaced loyalty that gets us stuck with a teacher or a teaching and make that the only path for you. There are many different teachers and they're all here for the same purpose. For those of you, for each of us, for all the many diverse kinds of seekings we have. So if you can understand that, then you just follow your own heart and be willing to take the consequences. And the consequences are, when you leave your last group, they're going to say you're leaving the fold and therefore something's wrong with you. Because spiritual groups, as human groups, form an ego. They form an identity. And therefore it's inevitable that there will be that kind of you belong, and when you don't belong, you get rejected. So you got to endure the process of following your own truth.